Guys, so we have an urgent breaking news coming out. Fox News just dropped a massive bombshell report. Fox News host Laura Ingraham has warned Republicans that the U.S. Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez of New York, also known by her initial AOC, is building the most powerful political operation we've seen since Barack Obama, referring to the former Democratic president, Barack Obama. Now, in a post on X, Ingram wrote that the 36 years old Congresswoman for New York's 14th congressional district is positioning herself to run for president in 2028. I've noticed that there's a lot of females that's running for 2028. You got, I do believe, Marjorie Taylor Greene is also going to run for president. She stepped down as congresswoman, but there are rumors that she might run for 2028. Look out for 2028. I believe there's going to be tons of females that's going to be trying to take the spotlight. Now, this woman here, AOC, trying to be the next Barack Obama. Again, the American people's not going to fall for that nonsense. Again, Obama came out of nowhere, and the people's like, who's this man? And Obama speaks, well, and, just kind of, woke up the American people with change has come to America. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Again, all that slogan stuff. But AOC, yeah. The American people's not going to fall for that. All right, guys, before I start, for those of you that want to send us letters, a prayer request, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida, 34691. And for those of you that want to help and support this channel, we do have the Cash App link and the PayPal link in the comments box and also description box. Once again, guys, thank you so much for your support. Your support truly helps out. Thank you. So once again, in a post, so I'm going to skip that part, to support her statement, the journalist, Arthur, and host shared a video of Ocasio-Cortez talking about her campaign, raising enough money to donate 1,600 turkeys for families in the Bronx this Thanksgiving. Good work. Does not get you into the White House. So, again, people already know her. So I just don't see that happening unless, it's all fixed. So there is still a lot of speculation over who will run in the first presidential election without President Donald Trump. That is, unless he decides to flaunt the rules and make a bid for a third term, which everybody's talking about. An idea which he has teased in the past. Now, the Democratic Party is still working out a new path after the painful defeat last November with the race wide open. Here's the thing, guys. Look, you have Gavin Newsom. I believe he's going to run. All right, so Marjorie Taylor Greene. I heard Ted Cruz is also going to run. So a lot of people already know them. Like, man, you guys, I believe there's going to be someone that is just going to pop out of nowhere. An outsider, again. Because, again, people are just fed up with these politicians. So I do believe there's going to be an outsider. Remember, when Trump came out in 2015, he didn't announce anything. I mean, he just said 2015, I'm running for president. He didn't say in 2014 or 2013. He said in 2015. All right. So I do believe possibly in 2027, someone is going to announce running for president, possibly an outsider. Can it be a female? Maybe. But again, 2028 is going to be a big one. California Governor Gavin Newsom has been rumored to potentially run for Democratic primary, as well as former Vice President Kamala Harris, who recently said she was not done with politics. Okay, Ocasio-Cortez. So, again, you got another female that's going to be running. So, you got Kamala Harris, possibly Marjorie Taylor Greene, Ocasio-Cortez. There's going to be a lot of females. All right. Gavin Newsom, You guys already know Gavin Newsom. All right, what he did to California. I mean, how many wildfire were going on out there? And then the fire hydrant, there was no water. And I mean, it was just bad policy going on there. Just imagine him becoming commander. It just, instead of California on fire, it's going to be the entire U.S. lit up. All right, so Ocasio-Cortez, a progressive star of the Democratic Party, could potentially run, as she is now over the minimum age of 35 required to be U.S. president. Too young. Too young. I believe the right age is like 50, all right? Again, but when it's like 30 or 40, you're still young in the mind. You haven't gained too much knowledge yet, and again, King David was a young leader, but he was different because he was filled with the Holy Spirit. He had God, all right? None of these people here, I mean, these people call themselves Christians, but good gosh, I mean, they just, a lot of lies, a lot of stuff, and, corrupt, things. That's not Christ-like. Ingram is not the first to mention Ocasio-Cortez might be looking into running for president in 2028. In September, Axios reported that people familiar with her operation said she was positioning herself to run for either the presidency or the U.S. Senate in 2028. I think she has a better chance of running for Senate in 2028. According to the news site, Ocasio-Cortez has spent millions this year on social media to grow her supporters base and find potential donors to expand her grassroots fundraising pot. Across all social media platforms, the young Democrat now counts over 36.7 million followers. A recent analysis by ABC News also identified Ocasio-Cortez among the left who have been traveling to key battleground states this year, suggesting they might be preparing the ground for a potential bid. The list included Kamala Harris, Gavin Newsom, and California Representative Ro Khanna. I just don't see any of these candidates being a great commander. I don't see none of them. And to be honest, I just don't see anybody in the Republican side. I mean, again, people say J.D. Vance. I just don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see none of them. I don't know. I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling none of them. Donald, too, if he wants for a third time, I'm just not feeling it. We need a Christ-like, a God-fearing man that surround himself with Christians. The cabinet filled with Christ-like Christians. Not know all these different type of religion stuff. I just, I don't see none of them. I don't. I don't see Donald Trump Jr., Eric Trump. I don't see Laura Trump. I don't see none of them, to be honest. But it's still early. We shall wait and see who comes into the batter's plate. Ocasio-Cortez visited Arizona in March as part of the Fighting Oligarchy tour with independent Senator Bernie Sanders of Vermont. In the same month, she also visited Nevada. See, again, Bernie Sanders is big-time socialist. I mean, I'm not feeling none of these people. It says here, a recent poll assuming hypothetical races between Gavin Newsom and Vice President J.D. Vance and Ocasio-Cortez put the California governor ahead with 36 points of the vote against the vice president and the New York congresswoman tied at 34% each. I must remind you, this is not accurate prediction. This is just a baloney numbers that we've seen many times. Remember back in 2016, Hillary was ahead by a long shot and Donald was behind. And what happened? Election night, it was nothing but red wave. So don't believe these numbers and stuff. JD Vance, again, the only number you should pay attention to is election night, Tuesday election. JD Vance is currently the favorite in polling for the Republican Party candidate, but others are likely to run, including potentially Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, Georgia Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, and Texas Senator Ted Cruz. Now, to be honest, I don't see Ted Cruz like that. No offense. Big shout out to Ted Cruz, but nah. Marjorie Taylor Greene, no. Ron DeSantis, well, again, he's been great governor to my state, the state of Florida, but I just don't see it. Don't, give me a second here, guys. If I had to choose someone, a lot of people might not agree with me. I think Texas Governor Greg Abbott, what he did with that massive big state of Texas, he stopped the crisis at the border when Joe. I mean, he was going one-on-one against Joe. He shut down everything out there. He did some really good stuff. He stopped the Muslim building their city and trying to change Texas around. He put his foot down and said, "It ain't gonna happen, my Texas. You guys are not gonna be building your city here. It ain't gonna happen. This is America." So again, I see stuff like that and I like it. And if I had to choose like a candidate to be president, I say Texas Governor Greg Abbott. He would be hardcore, and he don't play. He sent National Guards to multiple states to help out with their crisis. I mean, again, I see him being one of the good candidates for 2028. Newsweek contacted Ocasio-Cortez office email on Sunday outside of standard working hours for comment. So Fox News host Laura Ingraham wrote on X on Sunday, AOC is positioning herself to run for president in 2028. Republicans, as you fight amongst yourselves, she's building the most powerful political operation we've seen since Obama. People's not going to fall for that nonsense, though. Asked if she would make a formidable candidate in 2028, Senator Bernie Sanders told Axios in a recent interview, "I think she would. I think other people would as well. That's her decision to make." Here's the thing, too. I don't think she'll be a good candidate because she gets very angry very quick. I seen a video. I mean, again, she kind of left the movie theater or something with her husband, and there was one guy, I guess he was a paparazzi or something. He's like, what happened? Well, she dropped the F-bomb and everything. I can't watch movie in peaceful. And I'm like, woman, calm down. So I don't think she'd be a great commander-in-chief. A commander-in-chief has to be a person that's slow to anger. Don't let anger control you. You control your anger. Again, a Christ-like. And, when it comes to, again, Texas governor, he put a law that 10 commandments should be in every scoop. The 10 commandments. Big poster, 10 commandments. Stuff like that is what we need. What she brings to the table is basically Bernie Sanders style socialist stuff. Now, she has a supporter base that in many ways has a larger potential with than Bernie Sanders. She has been in the glare of the spotlight from day one and has the national campaigning experience a lot of other potential candidates are now trying to get. Here's the thing. I think Ted Cruz, he should run for governor for Texas. He should run for governor. Greg Abbott should run for president. But again, guys, you got to keep your eyes on all this because there's always that saying, these people are selected, not elected. But what happened with Donald, it was too big to rig. So it says here, it will be the height of arrogance to assume she couldn't win the 2028 nomination. Political commentator Chris wrote in his newsletter that AOC would be insane not to run for president. I see that the opposite. She would be insane to run for commander. What happens next? Ocasio-Cortez is still in the midst of deciding what her political future will be. Her decision is likely to influence the future of her entire party, which currently appears conflicted between taking the middle ground or chasing the success obtained by progressive candidates such as Zohran Mamdani, who recently won New York City mayoral election. Here's the deal. If this woman becomes commander, Basically, the sleeping giant, the U.S. had decided to give up this empire and let it go to waste. If we ever forget that we are one nation under God, we will be a nation gone under. The late, great Ronald Reagan said that. A lot of these people, they're not Christ like. We need a God fearing man in the White House, not these Looney Tune stuff. Anyway, guys, what are your thoughts? Leave comments down below. Please share the video. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you all. Till next time later. Peace.